The race for the Bundesliga top four is heating up, and Bayer Leverkusen is feeling the pressure as they head to Rhein-Energy Stadion to take on FC Koln this Saturday. René Wagner and his squad are desperate to secure vital points to stabilize their standing, while Kasper H. Julmand needs his team to bounce back immediately after a heartbreaking stoppage-time loss to Augsburg. With key players like Patrick Schick ready to lead the attack for the visitors, this clash is set to be a tactical showdown you cannot afford to miss.
Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Questions are swirling around the Bayer Leverkusen locker room after a staggering €117 million investment failed to make a dent in their most recent high-stakes outing. Malik Tillman and several other high-profile summer acquisitions were left watching from the bench during a critical cup clash, leaving fans and analysts to wonder if this massive spending spree is turning into a total debacle. We are breaking down why these expensive stars are struggling to find the pitch when their team needs them the most. Bayern Munich is heading back to Berlin after a masterful 2-0 performance against Bayer Leverkusen in the German Cup semifinal. Kane and Luis Diaz were the heroes of the night, delivering a clinical display that keeps the treble dream alive for the Bavarian Giants. We have all the highlights of how the record cup winners silenced the home crowd and avenged their previous heartbreaks to secure their place in the tournament final. Bayer Leverkusen managing director Fernando Carro is making waves after launching a bold verbal attack against the culture at FC Bayern. Carro doubled down on his refusal to ever work for the German record champions, citing a deep divide in club values and what he calls the arrogance of the Munich powerhouse. It is a rivalry that just reached a boiling point, and you will want to hear every word of this exchange. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell so you never miss another update. Are Bayer Leverkusen about to fumble their Champions League dreams, or will they silence the critics at the Rhein-Energy Stadion? Welcome back, football fans. This weekend, the Bundesliga spotlight shines on a high-stakes clash between Bayer Leverkusen and FC Koln, and honestly, the pressure couldn't be higher. Leverkusen are currently sitting in 6th, fighting tooth and nail to break into that top four. With just 12 points left to play for, they find themselves 4 points off the pace of Stuttgart. Simply put, they cannot afford a slip-up here. On the other side, we have Koln. They are sitting comfortably in 12th, but don't let their mid-table status fool you. They are currently on a 5-game unbeaten run, even if it has been built on a string of frustrating draws. But here is the kicker. Their defense has been leaky for months. They haven't kept a clean sheet since January, and that is a massive concern when you are facing a hungry Leverkusen side. Now, Leverkusen comes into this off a gut-wrenching 2-1 defeat to Augsburg. That late stoppage-time winner they conceded. That is the kind of result that can shatter a team's momentum. However, they have been surprisingly resilient on the road, including a massive win over Dortmund just a couple of weeks back. Historically, this matchup belongs to the visitors. Leverkusen has taken all 3 points in their last 4 meetings with the Billy Goats. But with teenage sensation Christian Coffin ruled out with a thigh injury, the heavy lifting falls to Patrick Schick up top. Can Schick provide the spark needed to keep Leverkusen's European qualification hopes alive? Or will Koln's stubborn home record force another share of the spoils? Personally, I think Leverkusen's desperation will push them, but Koln at home is never an easy out. I'm leaning toward a gritty draw. But what do you think? Drop your score predictions in the comments below. Let's see who really knows their Bundesliga. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a match preview. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the game. Ever wonder how $100 million can vanish into thin air? That is essentially the question burning through the corridors of Bayer Leverkusen right now. After a stinging 2-0 defeat to Bayern Munich in the German Cup semifinal, the headlines aren't just focused on the scoreline. They are laser-focused on the bench. You see, 4 of Leverkusen's marquee summer signings, players brought in to elevate the squad to elite status, were left riding the pine for the entire 90 minutes. We are talking about a combined investment of €117 million just sitting there, watching the dream slip away from the sidelines. It raises a massive red flag about scouting, recruitment, and whether that money was actually spent on the right pieces or just on expensive names. Is this a temporary tactical oversight, or is it a systemic financial disaster in the making? If you think spending big is a guaranteed shortcut to glory, this Leverkusen story proves that money doesn't always buy a starting spot or a win. What do you think? Should a manager be forced to play his most expensive stars, or is the starting's eye strictly about who fits the system best? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the chaotic world of professional soccer. At the end of the day, a roster is only as valuable as the impact it makes on the pitch. Is this the year Bayern Munich finally completes the ultimate treble? After a drought that felt like an eternity for the Bavarian giants, Bayern Munich is officially heading back to the German Cup final, knocking out Leverkusen with a clinical 2-0 victory that has the whole football world buzzing. For a club that holds a record 20 titles in this competition, a 6-year absence from the Berlin showpiece was simply too long. But Kane and Luis Diaz made sure that drought ended Wednesday night. Coming off the momentum of sealing back-to-back Bundesliga titles just days prior, you could feel the confidence radiating from this squad as they avenged last year's exit in the round of 16. Kane, who has been a revelation for the team, was visibly fired up, admitting that playing in Berlin was a major target for this group. The breakthrough came midway through the first half when Jamal Musiala threaded a clever ball meant for Diaz. But when the Colombian couldn't connect, Kane was exactly where a world-class striker needs to be, smashing it home to break the deadlock. Of course, credit to Leverkusen, they didn't just roll over. Nathan Tella forced a heroic, full-stretch save from Manuel Neuer that reminded everyone exactly why the legendary keeper is still the gold standard. But as the clock ticked down and Leverkusen pushed for an equalizer, they left themselves exposed. In the dying moments of stoppage time, Luis Diaz put the icing on the cake, turning in a Goretzka pass that survived a tense VAR check to cement the win. Now, the path to the trophy is wide open. They'll face either Stuttgart or Freiburg, and with the momentum building, it's going to be an electric final. If you want to see if Bayern can finish this dream season with a clean sweep, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss the coverage. Does this current Bayern squad have the grit to dominate Europe, or is there still one more twist in this season's script? In the world of German football, a job at FC Bayern Munich is usually considered the ultimate career peak. But what if some people just aren't buying into the hype? Bayer Leverkusen's managing director, Fernando Carro, just dropped a bombshell that's shaking up the Bundesliga, and he's not mincing his words. Appearing on the SBILMACHER podcast, Carro was asked the million-dollar question: could he ever see himself working for the record champions? His response was as cold as it was clear: I'm a Leverkusen man. It's a bold stance, especially considering the gravitational pull Bayern usually exerts on the rest of the league. But Carro isn't just speaking for himself. He revealed that this isn't just about his personal preference. Legends like Rudi Völler and current sporting director Simon Rolfs have reportedly turned down overtures from Munich in the past. It suggests that Leverkusen is building a culture so strong that the allure of Bayern's prestige simply isn't enough to tempt their leadership away. But here is where things get truly spicy. While Carro holds a lot of respect for the business acumen of Bayern's top brass, people like Uli Hoeneß and Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, he didn't hold back on the club's aura. He called out that famous Bayern mentality, which he describes as a fine line between championship confidence and flat-out arrogance. It's an assessment that perfectly captures the divide. To many in Munich, it's just winning, but to the rest of the league, it can feel like a level of self-importance that's hard to swallow. This isn't just office chatter. This is fuel for the fire. Leverkusen and Bayern are currently locked in a heated sporting rivalry, and these comments add an extra layer of psychological warfare that fans will definitely be watching closely. Whether you view Carro as refreshingly honest or unnecessarily provocative, one thing is certain: the relationship between these two clubs has never been this personal. What do you think? Is Bayern's reputation for arrogance well-earned, Or is it just the price of being the best? Hit the subscribe button to stay updated on all the Bundesliga drama, and let us know your take in the comments below. After all, in football, the biggest battles are often fought just as much with words as they are on the pitch.